Good evening, ESWATINI. Welcome to your 10 o'clock newscast on channel Yemaswati. My name is Abongile Maguza and I will be reading this evening's news with you. Let's get right into our headlining stories. The Prime Minister, His Excellency Cleopas Dlamini, headed off to Belgium for the AU-EU summit. Ngaza Ngosi gave a shocking testimony before the High Court today. And the Dlamini Vagute family in Paga are unhappy about a judgment delivered to them. Those were our headlines. Let's get right into our bulletin. But before we start, we would like to encourage the nation to continue wearing their masks, sanitizing, and practicing social distancing. Now, for our first story, the Prime Minister, His Excellency Cleopas Dlamini, jetted off to Brussels to represent His Majesty King Yemaswati III at the 6th EU-AU Summit.
The Honorable Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini, Cleopas Dlamini, has departed the kingdom to Belgium in Brussels, whereby he will be representing His Majesty the King Yemaswati III at EU Summit. The Prime Minister mentioned that it is a meeting done annually to discuss health and educational issues.
Lapha ingwenyama isithume ukuthi siyoyimelela emhlanganweni lokubitwa ngokuthi EU Summit kusho ukuthi lamave ase-Europe nemave ase-Africa ahlangana nga-2001 kwavunyelwana ukuthi njalo ngeminyaka lemithathu tawuba khona lo mhlangano lapha kuhlangana khona kubukwa ukuthi kuhamba njani konke ukubambisana kutepolitiki kutemnotho nekuvikela nje loniswana ukuthi emaveni enjani kulo mhlangano kule siya kuwo kuyawukhulunywa ngesihloko letinengane empeleni kuyawukhulunywa ngetemfundo kuyawukhulunywa ngato letekubambisana kuphindze kukhulunywe ngempilo ngoba naku sibuya sigemegemeni kukhulunywe nangeteguquka kwesimo climate change. Sineke silivela kangwane sinelusito olukhulu lesikutholako baka EU sikhuluma nje lapha ulowa usuthu lapha esikhofaneni kunemisebenzi emikhulu lapha kwakhiwe khona emadamu.
The Prime Minister also mentioned that they will also be looking at climate change. This report was compiled by Justice Dlamini at King Yemaswati III International Airport.
The Sngefetela Motor Vehicle Accident Fund has announced a cattle ranging project set to take place in Nhlane. Now, the fund has taken on cattle ranging projects around the country for some time now, with the most recent one set to take place in Nhlane scheduled for this Friday. The Sngefetela MVA Fund and the police announced the cattle ranging project taking place in Nhlane. The project will be in operation in Nhlane as of Friday. The objective of the project, which has been in operation in other areas of the country, is to create a safer space for road users by curbing and controlling herds of cattle that interfere with the road. Dlamini of the MVA Fund, who told us more about the project.
The Sngefetela MVA Fund, in collaboration with the police and Nhlane sisukumisa umsebenzi le ngesilungise kubita ngakuthi cattle ranging project. Le cattle ranging project itasilekelela ekususeni tingoma emgwaqweni ikakhulu lo mgwaqo lo wephuka lapha eMbadlane uyofika ehlane esigodlweni wengce uze uyoshona ngale la kuqala khona emasimu emoba. Lesikutholile ngekubuka ingodi and analyzing statistics sithole ukuthi dinentingoti letentekako lapho la khona timotela tishaya inkomo ngoba lo mgwaqo uqeda nje kwakhiwa kodwa khona la sekubonakala ukuthi sowulahlekile efenisi setiyafohla leti ngomo letinye mhlambe tiye emadleleni etinye tiye edibhini letinye nje tiyadla tila setiyashayiseka-ke sabona ke ukuthi cha asesifake nalo uhlelo lwe-cattle ranging project lesi lusukumisako kade saluqala eqinisweni lakhona saqala ngekuya lapha sihlangana namaphoyisa embube laphoyisa lesa siteshi lesa saphindze futhi safika la khona sibona lokho ukuthi asiwufake umango wasehlane nebalimi bafuyi betinkomo phela sahamba emadibhini safundzisana ngoba besingeke nje simane sikusukumise sabona ukuthi sifanele nethi nabo sibafake phakathi sesifike ke la khona sitawuqala ke lo msebenzi.
Reporting for Channel Yemaswati News, Abongile Mabuza Mbabane. Today, Parliament celebrated the Day of Love in an event focusing on issues concerning matters of the heart. The theme of the day, Love Heals, presented the SRH and HIV Knows No Borders projects to the forefront, and also highlighted at the event were issues pertaining to gender-based violence in the country. The Eswatini Parliament celebrated Valentine's Day with an event highlighting issues pertaining to matters of the heart. Speaking at the event was Senator Pastor Lindiwe Dlamini, who condemned the rising cases of acts of gender-based violence in the country. Pastor Dlamini also made a plea to the nation to create a more loving environment for all.
Luthando alutiphakamisa alutikukumeti luthando lukholwa tonke tinto futhi lunelithemba sithi ke siyiphalamende umsebenzi wethu lomkhulu kade kushaya umthetho kumele labona abantu kuphindze kube ngiko kubuka ukuthi uhulumende usebenza njani sisenda njalo ke sithi asakhe indzawo kusebenteke isicale la kithi aqale la kithi sithi sebenze nje taseparlament sistaff saseparlament asiwakhe lo moya ukuthi divele wamukelekile divele utsandzeka divele ukuthi uyathi khona nami lengakungeda ngoba inkinga lenkulu msakhe lengikhanzile empilweni balabaningi abatati babo bani na ungatati kuthi ngubani uvumela noma ngubani akusho ukuthi wena ungubani uvumela noma yini ekudonse utikhanzo sisowulandzela kona ngoba you are looking for definition, you are looking for identity. Ngako na utati kuthi ngubani utawukwati ukuthi yathi mina kunevalue lenkulu kukhona lekungakungeda lapha nje nilapha kukhona lokukhuleni kungeda kwetimpilweni tethu nala ngekhathi basakhuluma sonke siyengeda kuloyo naloyo ngisisho njalo nje sithi hey akungabi lusuku lusuku loluthando asihlaleni sithandzana.
Amical Executive Director Sibongile Ndlelasmilani introduces Sexual Reproductive Health and HIV Knows No Borders project currently operating in 12 towns around the country.
You know, this project is funded by the Netherlands and it's implemented by IOM and Save the Children. But IOM decided to get an implementing partner who is Amical. And the fact that Amical is in all the 12 towns in Eswatini, which include Stegi, where the project is, Lavomisa, where the project is, Vulane, where the project is. So we are implementing the project in the Somdongo, Lukongolweni, Stegi, Mhlumeni, and then Lumahasha. So what we are doing, we are working with, let me say, youth between the age of 10 to 29 on sexual reproductive health and rights, and we are pushing the three objectives. The first one is that they should access health services no matter they are from which of the 6 countries, which is Eswatini, Lesotho, Mozambique, Zambia.
Speaking at the event was Jay Mendes of IOM, whose organization operates in different areas and countries around the world, working with both government and communities. In his speech, Mendes hailed the Eswatini Parliament and government for her will to engage in matters pertaining to sexual reproductive health, pointed out worrying human trafficking issues, and expressed his hope to work closely with Parliament and to take their work to community levels. Reporting for Channel Yemaswati News, Abongile Mavuza, Uzandile Mbabane. In an eventful appearance before the High Court, State Witness Ngazangosi today confessed to the killing of businessman Victor Gamete. Linda Shongwe has our report.
The state witness Ngazangosi presented his evidence as he testified in court today. He confessed he pulled the trigger, killing businessman Victor Gamete. He stated that it all started in a meeting in El Dorado Park where he met Sipho Shongwe together with Zozo Zigalala, where they were promising to give him a job of killing one of the business people who were disturbing him in conducting his business of selling drugs, where Shongwe stated to Zozo that he will pay him a sum of money for doing the job, where Shongwe told Naza he would pay him a sum of money, 80,000 Malangeni, for the job. Naza stated that he first rejected the offer, but Shongwe insisted and called him, threatening that he will do harm to him and his family. Therefore, he should take the job. Later, Naza contacted Shongwe and roped in his friend Tataspuo Ngubane, whom he created the story of a robbery that they are going to commit in Eswatini, as he knew that his friend would not allow them to go to murder someone in the country. Gosi continued to state that upon arrival in Eswatini, they hunted Gamete down for 3 days until they were able to follow him from Somhlolo Stadium to the Gulf garage where the shooting took place. While he was delivering his testimony, Gosi wept and expressed his pain for such a commission of crime, as he was forced by Shongwe to do the crime, as he had promised that he would harm his family if he did not do the job. He asked for forgiveness from the Gamete family and entire Eswatini nation, as he didn't know Gamete. He proceeded to state that after doing the said job, they were living in fear and could not escape the country in time. Therefore, he stated that Shongwe did not plan this murder alone, as he had partners who are playing a major role in big businesses in the country, whom he gave names to court. He stated that he managed to exit Eswatini through Mahamba, where he stated that upon reaching South Africa, he was arrested, where offers used to come of him to deny testifying against Sipho, as he would be given incentives. For Channel Yemaswati News, I'm Linda Shongwe, High Court, Babane.
After the story of the 20-year-old Form 4 pupil from Zandondo took the nation by storm, the National Commissioner of Police put out a statement condemning all acts of violence in the country.
The Commissioner of Police, Mr. William Zinzibala Dlamini, in his statement stated that the Royal Eswatini Police Service have noted with deep concern the upsurge of violent crimes, in particular murders ranging from mob attacks associated with beliefs of witchcraft, killings of lovers, spouses, passionate killings, and stabbing at drinking sports, which are threatening the safety of social fabric of our society. This included a case of a 29-year-old woman of Pola who was reportedly brutally stabbed by her boyfriend, and this case was preceded by another where a 43-year-old woman was murdered by her lover at Nganini Township in Hlangano. Another gruesome and spine-chilling incident is that of a 20-year-old student of Zandondo High School who was dragged out of the school, brutally assaulted and thrown inside the fire by a mob. On the same day, according to the statement, a 25-year-old man was fatally assaulted by a group of people for allegedly killing his girlfriend while at Pola. This incident proceeded by a mob attack of a 25-year-old man of Nzangu area who was assaulted to death. The police urged all Yemaswati to desist from taking the law into their own hands, but rather trust the justice system to deal with those found in breach of the law. The Royal Eswatini Police Service assured the nation of its total commitment to ensuring that the law and orders prevails. This is a statement from the National Commissioner for Police, Mr. William Zinzibala Dlamini.
Kwenzela kuvela emahlandla kwalendzawo lelapha ngendawo kwesitolo eOK kuMathapha lapho khona kuyindzawo yakhe umvenenkosi Ncabale seyashiya emhlabeni kanti lendzawo inkhosikati yakhe umvenenkosi seyikhala ngokuthi lendzawo leya sekunebantu lekubonakala ukuthi sebatisikela nje ngalonke ihlangothi baniketela abanye babadayisele kanti ke umsakazo channel Yemaswati wagcina ufikile ikakhulu nakuye lapha endaba zabantu akamanzini lokunguye umnumzane Tsikati Thamsanqa Tsikati asho ukuthi wayideka lenzaba
Welcome back from our ad break. Let's get right back into our bulletin. Now, today, Eswatini celebrated, along with the rest of the world, World Epilepsy Day. The Ministry of Health says that they are working tirelessly to ensure that medicines are available to all epileptics.
The country celebrated the World Epilepsy Day, putting emphasis in ensuring that they access proper medical care, as it has been seen that if they lose their medication, they get to have more seizures. The director in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Vusimakakula, stated that more efforts are being done by government to assist those people living with epilepsy to have care and treatment in the health sector.
Controlled substances. Also, you can store it to obtain. What's in the
The acting director in the epilepsy organization stated that they need to be embraced and given opportunity to perform like other people in the country.
La uthola khona ukuthi lokuvela konjena lokunye ukuthi abaqasheke noma lo nyasawutholile umsebenzi baze baqashe bathi ukuthi une epilepsy bambona sayi risk lesetulo kuloku ukhanze kusomsebenzi 5-10 weminyaka akasabe risk, but the day beva ukuthi une epilepsy kubese sekuyityanjinja tivo.
One of the victims who is living with a person with epilepsy stated that it calls for those who are living with people with epilepsy to have love so that they can care for them in a good way.
What again? Look at me sitting at pool. You know, go to 77 time. My mama is 77 time. Never corner, they won't train and the woman again.
Linda Shongo, Kimberly Marvel's Yemaswati News, Ezuluni.
Now, yesterday we broadcast a story about a family from Mpaga embroiled in a dispute over land. The family were given a judgment to coexist peacefully on the land left to them by their parents. Now, the Faguti side of the family expressed their discontentment with the judgment. Justice Lamini has our report.
The dispute at Fagute and Lamini Homestead at Mbaga is still continuing, hence it is still not clear as to who are supposed to be owning the home. We found the family, or rather one family, already building at the land. There was supposed to be a verdict at Mbolonjeni.
Akagogo basisenza wenle ngasibo la sifanele siye khona kagogo bafike bakhokha isijubo ukuthi asihlalisane wabese lolo ofanele ukuthi akhokhe lesijubo la bekufanele siye khona wathi ucela lokuthi kuphindwe kubuye before 19 April singayi kumanje estake engiloko Nkosi
Sinijabulisile nini lendlela letekwa ngayo
asikasijabulise Nkosi
Nyalo siyabona baqhubeka bayakha nitsini ke nini
Mina ngekwami mbona ukuthi abeme lokho umphakathi uthite ngoba naku sekwendeka ukuqala bayasigijimisa laba basilisa asendlulile se emaphoyiseni ingqongwane lolula emphakathi lo mncane la sihlanganela khona ushayele induna mayelana nalendzaba yazi isinduna thi laba kafaka ukuthi maphendula lengqongwane wathi siyatselela manje leka gogo indzaba igcine ngakajubeki ngendzaba yokuthi inkantolo kumele simise ligama enkantolo mhla ka-18 so leka gogo ugcine sekusenjiswa nakubulawana netibhambele ukuthi batake babone namhla ukuthi siyawulalaphi
siyabona.
This report was compiled by Justice Lamini at Mbaga.
Now, the city of Manzini also celebrated Valentine's Day in a very special way. The city took to different schools to plant trees in an act of love to the environment.
The Manzini municipality today celebrated the Valentine's Day by showing love to the environment. The municipality of Manzini today with other partners visited schools around Manzini and Cape Point to educate the youngsters on the importance of the environment. The municipality with the partners also planted trees.
Decided ukuthi asesiphume sikhombise uthando to nature. Utawati mina ngithi ukuthi kulamalanga liyashisa kakhulu, kusasa kuyasaselana kakhulu. Kulama issues of climate change. So ososayensi bathi ngekuhlanyela ihlahla lo monakalo sokhona singazama ukuthi siuncanze. So lidolobha ke liphumile lihlanyela ihlahla etikolweni lizama encourage lesive sakamanzi nje ukuthi asihlanyele ihlahla ukuze sitawuzama lokuthi imvelo ibuyele esimeni.
The CEO of Manzini, Mrs. Lungile Dlamini, said that it is very important for the youngsters to be taught on the importance of the environment.
Kubaluleke kakhulu because isidolobha lekaManzini sifuna kuba ne-sustainable city. I-sustainable city lidolobha leliyoba khona even eminyakeni yabo 2000 whereby nathi sesingekho. So we are trying to build and instill i-culture kulabantwana yokuthi bathande imvelo. Sikwenda lokho ngekuthi sikuhlanganise ngelanga lelithandwa wonke umuntu emhlabeni kuthiwa i-Valentine likhuluma ngokuthi ilanga lekuthandzana. Sesibone ukuthi kungcono ke sithe esikolweni sibafundise ngekuthanza i-environment ngekuthanza imvelo.
Sitalive sisite kakhulu abantwana kusasa ngoba bayadinga lehlahla ntona disinika imvelo ntona disinika umoya lesiphefumula ngawo ntona disinika lekusasa nathi liphepha siphila ngathi ihlahla ngoba leliphepha lesigaya ngalo lichamuke ehlahleni sathi ke ngeke sabukelela labanye nathi asingene umkhongo nesiphanga sisite sive ngaleyo ndlela nalabo lesita ngalo.
For Yemaswati channel, I'm Kerry Carlos, Manzini.
Now over to Manjendini, where our reporter Zandile Mbapane brought to us the story of a community fearful of the rising crime rates in the area.
Manjendini is a small area at Sandleni in Gundla. It is alleged that there is a lot of criminal activities in the area, especially at night. Some thieves break into people's houses, according to a community policeman of the area, Mr. Shiba. Mr. Shiba mentioned that another challenge that they have is the issue of community police, who he mentioned that they are very limited while the crime rate is increasing.
Lale mabhizinisi asibatholi nabo alifuna amaphoyisa emango mancane la enkungwini. Lokunye lesifunayo sicela ukuthi manje bonale kuqala unabanjwa ayebele ukuthi abesiyakhishwe ejele kanye singakeva thina bemango ukuthi uphuma njani ejele singatsho ukuthi bemango ukuthi uphume njani akatholakele.
Kuyayingene kanjani legebengu lamakhaya?
Tingene ebusuku lapha ko-12 nje bo-1 kuyangena. Lokunye ke sebelwa netimboti letingukho emakhaya sebelwa ezingekho emakhaya sikhanze bagqezile etindlini.
Niyabati labantu abendolokucala?
Asibatholi lokunye lokuyinkinga hambe ebusuku uyashaywa ungaboni ushaya ngubani kunenje umuntu asayemisa isibhedlela sashayiwe.
He further mentioned that although members of the Royal ESWATINI Police Service try in vain to intervene, they would really like to be assisted as they now live in fear. I am Zandile Mpapane for Channel Yemaswati News, Emanjendini.
Well, that's all we have for you this evening. Thank you for joining us. But before we leave you, let's have a recap of our headlining stories. The Prime Minister, His Excellency Cleopas Dlamini, headed off to Belgium to represent His Majesty King Yemaswati III at the 6th European Union African Union Summit. Ngazangosi gave a shocking testimony before the High Court, and the Dlamini Fagute family from Mpaga are unhappy with the judgment delivered to them. Well, that's all we have for you, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, good evening, Eswatini. Have a good one.